more about the fatal police-involved shooting that killed a paraplegic man in December.
After the family's passionate plea, video of the deadly shooting was released just a couple hours ago. KOMO's Kara Kostanich has the story.
We want this tape released to the public.
This is that video. Surveillance images released by police today that Malik Williams' family says proves police should have never opened fire and taken his life.
You have to come at gunpoint. For what reason? Just for a dispute.
Police say they were called to the Southridge House Apartments in Federal Way in December because Williams was arguing with a woman in the car you see on the left side of your screen. Police approach the car, step back. Then you see the 23-year-old who police say was armed, move in his seat. Then officers open fire.
Did officers know that Malik was a paraplegic?
Well, I don't believe the officers knew who they were dealing with in that car. It was dark. My understanding is that his wheelchair had been taken apart and was in the trunk, so that was not visible at all.
Detectives say it's not clear if officers or Williams fired their gun first. Investigators are still awaiting ballistics info that they believe will provide some answers. 84 shell casings were gathered from the scene.
It was a mob hit. It's something that you see up off of movies.
It was ghetto what these cops did to my baby.
2 officers were also injured by gunfire. In total, 7 were placed on routine leave after they fired shots. Tonight, this grieving family says what happened in that parking lot should not have cost Williams his life.
This hospital in Spokane is treating 4 coronavirus patients. Tonight, we've learned they were passengers on the Diamond Princess cruise ship that was quarantined in Japan. More than 600 passengers testing positive. All 4 patients were flown from Travis Air Force Base in California to Spokane and then taken to Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center. KOMO's Cole Miller live at the hospital in Spokane tonight. So, Cole, they've got special rooms set up to care for these patients?
Preston, you're exactly right. And the team here at Sacred Heart has been preparing for a situation like this and training for one just like this since 2014. As for those rooms, those 4 people are being treated in. They are highly advanced. They have special filtration systems. They're being kept away from the other patients, and health officials are adamant that everyone else here will be safe. Flown into Spokane International Airport, 4 coronavirus patients, all U.S. citizens, are now being treated at Sacred Heart Medical Center in the city.
There is no risk to the general population. I emphasize that as much as I possibly can.
The hospital is one of 10 in the country with what are called secured airborne infection isolation rooms. This video from 2017 shows staff in the pathogen unit training in a drill. This is the first time these rooms will be used to care for patients.
Our team is a specialized trained team. We have trained and exercised regularly for the last 4 years.
And as they receive care, business at the hospital will go on as usual.
I'm confident in our team members. I'm confident in our physician providers that we have the ability to safely care for these patients as well as our community.
For the second time, here's a live look down at Seattle Center, where a rally will be held Saturday inside the Armory building. The last time Warren was here, roughly 15,000 people attended an outdoor rally. The Armory is a lot smaller than that, so we wanted to know about security and planning for such a high-profile event. KOMO's Suzanne Fawn is live at Seattle Center with more tonight. Suzanne?
Well, we checked, and the Seattle Armory here can fit about 2,500 people. Last year, when Senator Warren showed up to Seattle Center, a crowd 6 times that size showed up.
I'm excited about her as a candidate.
I didn't know about it.
Different reactions from different people today when we asked them about Senator Elizabeth Warren coming to speak at the Seattle Armory this weekend.
Doesn't seem like there's enough space.
It feels really limiting where other candidates are booking larger venues.
Last August, 15,000 people turned out to Seattle Center to see Democratic presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren in Seattle, according to her local campaign staff. The crowd at the International Fountain so big, event staff was not prepared for it. We wanted to know what happens if there's another big turnout.
I think it'll probably be full, I would imagine. I feel like, especially this time of year, people are really trying to kind of tag down what their decisions are going to be.
This afternoon, we saw event staff and campaign staff and law enforcement doing a walkthrough. We checked with Washington State Patrol, Seattle Police, and SDOT, as well as Seattle Center to see what extra security there would be. State Patrol and SDOT don't have any specific requests for peripheral security. Seattle Police said, we can't get into that. Same with Senator Warren's staff. As for the venue, late this afternoon, we heard from Senator Warren's communication director. He hasn't seen all the RSVPs yet, but he says, we have overflow spaces. We'll be able to accommodate any size crowd.
Officers knew something was wrong when a woman didn't show up for her appointment, so they tipped off authorities.
That woman has since been found dead inside her home in Maple Valley. In just the last hour, investigators executed a search warrant at the home. KOMO's Tammy Mutasa is live in Maple Valley. And Tammy, lots of questions to be answered tonight.
Yeah, Eric, and those hairdressers are feeling numb tonight, especially after calling police. They tell me they had a special relationship with a woman who lived inside this home. Now, her name has not yet been officially released, and investigators are still calling it a death investigation, though they've spent a lot of time inside that house.
And we just had a gut. The whole salon loves her. She's a wonderful person. We had a gut feeling that something was up.
For 10 years, their 57-year-old client rarely missed a hair appointment at Salon Matarazzo. But when she didn't show up nearly 2 weeks ago, a worried Corinne Chatterton says she kept calling her. Then last week, got a voicemail on her client's home phone that sounded the alarm.
So then we called and got a strange voicemail on the phone of him, you know, just saying that they're both sick and can't come to the phone.
When I called the home today, here's the message we heard.
Hi, folks. He and I are feeling quite bad. We have some flu or something serious. So please pardon our delay in responding. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Detectives found the woman dead inside her home on Wednesday.
We knew something was wrong, and that's why we kept calling the police and everything like that. But it's super hard to process.
Today we were there when investigators started searching the home for evidence. Deputies say the woman only lives there with her husband. Right now, deputies are trying to find him.
They seemed very nice whenever I passed them. You know, they would wave. So, yeah, it's just a scary situation.
For neighbors, the sight of crime tape is unnerving in the quiet community.
It's really a safe place to live. Nothing like this has ever happened before.
They're all left with a lot of questions, confusion, and sorrow.
She was such a sweetheart, and she was very loved by us and friends and family, and we will miss her very much.